We got this 2015 Mercedes ml350. The issue is the blower motor's not working. They were about to replace the blower resistor / blower module, which is attached to the blower motor, this harness right here. It is working on the LIN bus connection, so it's not like a resistance voltage we can check, but we can check a few things. The first thing is checking the output to the blower motor. This red and black right here, if you have it on full speed, should have 12 volts between them. If it does not, we can move up a little bit. Usually people call it a resistor there, but we're going to move a little bit further forward. And the harness coming off of it, there's a few wires. This brown and this black are both ground. One of these is the LIN bus connection wires. This red wire is voltage coming into the blower resistor. So we can pull up some diagrams and find our resistor. This is booster blower, so this is probably the nice AC system. We can see it gets power from fuse 13 on the end of the dash. So let's go take a look at it. So our fuse 13 is not even pinned for anything, so that means this is the basic climate control. I will say when I metered my wires right here, I checked between ground and I checked between a seat bolt for ground, and we're metering our red wire. Currently we only have 4 volts. I can supply voltage to this red wire. The blower resistor works, blower comes on fine. So this having 4 volts is our issue. We got to go back to the diagram and figure out which fuse. So here we are, we got our voltage comes out as pin 1, circuit 1. Circuit 1 goes to circuit 9. 9 goes to 12. 12 goes, finally going somewhere, to fuse 32, which is a 40 amp in the battery compartment fuse box. It's the battery under the seat. You got to take the battery out and get to the fuse box, so we'll do that real quick. So to clarify, not this fuse box, not this fuse box, not this fuse box, but the fuse box up in there in front of the battery. Right there, actually, you can kind of see it to the side. I'm honestly thinking I ain't got to take this battery out because these are literally the fuses right here. Let me figure out exactly which one it is. All right, I got to our fuse, but it's good. So we'll check both sides of it and check voltage in the battery box. All right, off the camera, I tested it and I got 12 volts coming in, and with the borescope I didn't see anything, so we're gonna pop this fuse back in and see what happens. All right, the blower motor's working now. It looks like we really just needed to reseat the fuse, but we're gonna check for voltage. And we got 12 volts coming in, so just reseating the fuse fixed it. Has me worried. We might take it out for a little bit of further inspection, but our issue's definitely somewhere in there. So let me show y'all what I found. I just got the battery back in. It's not bolted in yet, it's just sitting there. All the fuses were pulled out so I could inspect all the fuse holders before slapping it in. I should have put the fuses in first, but whatever. There was no problem here. And after inspecting everything, putting it back in, I was back to having no voltage. So I pulled up our harness routing, and it's pretty straightforward. It pretty much comes out of the resistor into this harness. This harness goes down here, goes beneath the floor, loops up into the floor, and then heads its way back to the battery box. This guy hides under the carpet down there. And our issue, here's our red wire. Or do you see that wire going red to brown? That meltiness in there? Yep, that'll do it. Which makes sense while I was messing around and it randomly started working because I was able to put pressure on the plug. So we're gonna do a quick, cheap fix. We're gonna keep the harness plugged up for the rest of the pins. We're gonna cut about 2 or 3 inches off of this side of the harness and this side of the harness, crimp them together, bypass the plug, probably put a connector on it, weather pack. That should get everything working, get this car out of here. All right, We got that one wire cut out and looped outside the plug. The rest of the pins are fine for now. Let's crank this thing up. Let's just turn it on. I just have the battery disconnected. Turn our blower up. There we go. That's our issue. Put this thing together.